Begin Self-Publishing, episode number 83. PublishDrive with Kinga Jentetics.
Interested in self-publishing but don't know where to start? Want to get your book onto Amazon? Want to hold your paperback book in your hands? Learn how on the Begin Self-Publishing podcast with your host, Tim Lewis.
I never actually heard about some of these new aggregator companies that have been springing up over the last few years until I joined a Facebook group called the International Authors Facebook group. And they espouse a lot of these new eBook aggregators. And what an eBook aggregator is a company that lets you submit an eBook to them and it will push out that eBook to a whole series of multiple stores. Now, as soon as you get away from just publishing on Amazon, which I know an awful lot of self-publishers do, it becomes quite a large issue if you want to go to a large global distribution network of stores. I mean, obviously you can submit it to Kobo and maybe Apple directly. But once you start getting into various other stores, especially places like Google Play, which are renowned to being quite hard to actually do the work to publish to, you're often better to use a company that is an aggregator service. Now, traditionally, the two ones that I'd heard of were Draft2Digital, which is slightly newer, and Smashwords, which has been around for a considerable amount of time. But as I say, I've suddenly heard about a few new ones. So I thought I'd get them onto the show to talk to them about what they provide that are new and why people are starting to use them rather than the old traditional aggregators such as Draft2Digital and Smashwords. So now over to the interview. Hi, Kinga, and welcome to the show.
Hello, Tim. Thanks for inviting.
You're obviously the CEO of PublishDrive. What is PublishDrive and why should self-publishers consider putting their ebooks on it?
So PublishDrive is an ebook publishing platform for authors and publishers, and we help them go global and increase their ebook sales globally. We actually help them to sell in new markets, such as in China or in Asia, and we help them to sell in new stores as well globally. Obviously, we include in our platform the major stores such as Apple, Amazon, Google, and so on, but local ones as well. So the local copycat of Amazon in Eastern Europe or in Asia. And we have many like subscription-based business models as well included. And we have digital libraries as well, more than 240,000 digital libraries such as schools, universities, public libraries. So we try to get the widest reach for authors and publishers so they can increase their sales globally. And in the platform, when you actually sign up as an author, it's pretty easy to start the process. So you sign in, you actually fill out your financial details, then you can start uploading your books, which is pretty straightforward as well. You can then track the links back, what you already published. You can, of course, choose the stores where you want to go with your books. And in the end, when your book is already published, you can track the real-time sales data in the platform. So you can see some business intelligence around your sales data and you can understand what is going on with your books. You can modify your marketing strategy in a more intelligent way. And in the end, you will find the monthly sales reports as well. You can download them in an Excel sheet, and then you will see when you will be paid out. Because our business model is very simple. So it's free to sign up. There is no upfront cost. But in the end, we will actually receive the revenue share, like 10% cut after the net sales. So that is how we work. And yeah, if you are an author and you want to have the widest reach globally, then the best thing is to sign up and try out PublishDrive.
Okay. You mentioned there that you can sign up for different stores. So if say you've gone direct with Amazon and Kobo, but you want to get into places like iBooks and Google Play and all of these suppliers in the sort of China and other places, you can do that with PublishDrive. You can just select the individual retailers you want to go out to.
Yeah, you can do it very easily. If you have more imprints, you basically can do it on the imprint level as well. So you can choose your preferred stores where you want to go with PublishDrive. and then that's all. You can basically anytime change it. So if you decide and you want to switch on Amazon, what actually happened to us before, then many of the publishers started with excluding Amazon from our partner network. But then they decided to switch on because it was way much easier for them to use only one platform. So you can do it anyway, and anytime you can switch it on or switch it off the stores you want.
And it's just ebooks, isn't it? It's not. There's no paperback distribution or anything through PublishDrive.
No, there is no paperback distribution. What we actually already are preparing is the audiobook section, because we can see that this is very, very interesting market. It's very exploding as well at the moment, and we already have many publishers who already created their audiobooks. So we want to actually help them in terms of getting the audiobooks out into the stores as well. So we are preparing that, and we will launch it very soon to make sure that audiobooks can reach their audience as well globally.
And there's that sort of digital audiobooks, so like places like Audible and that kind of thing, or it's presumably not, again, you're not going to be sending CDs out or anything like that, are you?
No. Well, that would be interesting to have like CDs distributed or something like that. Because if I think that I have a laptop where I don't have any CD integrated anymore, it would be interesting to use that. So.
How does it work in terms of ISBNs? Do you need an ISBN to publish on PublishDrive, or is it a case that some stores need it, or do you not need one at all?
So in PublishDrive, we don't need ISBNs. So you basically can start to publish your book. You can click on I don't have an ISBN, and then you can upload the book. But in the store sections, you actually can track which stores require ISBN and which stores do not. Most of the stores actually, we figured out a way that there is no ISBN needed. However, there are some stores who still stick to the ISBN standard, but I think this is really the minority. Okay.
So obviously people who listen to this show would have heard me in some of the early episodes mentioning services like Draft to Digital and Smashwords, which are similar kind of aggregator platforms. How are you different from them in terms of the stores you go to and in how you operate?
So first of all, I would say that I already tried their platforms before, so I'm honest, I was curious about it. So I can say that both of these guys, they do an amazing job. However, obviously, we didn't create PublishDrive to have this similar service in the end. So what we actually tried to be differentiated is the following 5 key areas. One of them is the number of stores. So we have at the moment more stores included in our platform than the other ones. We have Google Play there, for instance, and many other stores, Bookmate and so on, which are integrated into PublishDrive and not integrated in the other competitors' website. And I think when you are an author, then you want to have the widest reach. So that's the problem what we wanted to solve first, and that's where we actually wanted to be better than the other existing players in the market. The second one, which is I think even more important than the number of stores, is the financial and payment terms. We try to provide the best terms for the authors in terms of getting your royalties. For instance, for Google Play, we have quite good deals compared to the other players where Google Play is integrated. And besides that, we actually pay publishers out based on the sales reports, what we actually create, and not based on the funds, what we receive from the stores. Because as we could see, many of the aggregators, they actually use this kind of payment policy that they pay the sales only out if they receive the fund from the retailers, from the stores. And obviously, as an author, you cannot track that. And we already received many feedback from publishers who used another service that they haven't received any money. They didn't know when they will be paid out. And they were really happy that they could see that with us, they have money and it is transferred to their bank account, which is very, very important if you actually have your book out. So that is what we actually wanted to really, really transparent about. The third one is the real-time sales data with business intelligence around it. As far as we could see, it is quite unique on the market so far, and we obviously didn't finish it yet. So it is something what we improve it all the time. But at the moment, it's working pretty good for our authors, and they really like that they can track what is happening with their books, and they can put more marketing effort if they see that, okay, this book is selling the best at the moment in Google Play, so I want to push a Facebook ad with this message out that people buy my book on Google Play because this is best selling one, and so on. So that is one feature what they really like. The fourth area, what we actually received as a feedback from our publishers, that they really like the user interface and the UX of our platform. They see the upload process as very straightforward and easy to use. So that is another thing what we are constantly working on to improve. And the fifth thing, which is always, I think, the best measurement tool for quality service, is customer support. And we have, I think, a very amazing team on the customer support, and we always try to solve the problems of our publishers or authors, or just answer the questions, because we don't believe in like sending out automated emails that, okay, yeah, we receive your request, but that's all. So we try to build relationships and get in conversations with our customers, and we think on the long term. So we are doing this because we want to see what the real needs are and how we can improve our platform on the long term.
If we go back to the point about Google Play, and my understanding is that they've closed their own individual portal for people to self-publish on the Google Play Store. Can people still self-publish new books via PublishDrive onto Google Play?
Yeah, that was a very short answer, but I think...
Well, I mean, at the moment I'm using Drafter Digital, and I go to partly direct to Apple, Kobo, and to Amazon, obviously. So I could actually just go on to PublishDrive and potentially, I mean, I probably wouldn't do this, but I could just pick out Google Play as a individual thing and just use PublishDrive as a way to get into Google Play.
Sure, you can do that if you wish.
Okay. What stores do you go to that, say, Smashwords and Drafter Digital haven't got connections to? I don't think either of them have got connection to Google Play, have they?
I think Google Play is in this list, and then Bookmate, the Chinese digital libraries, that's for sure. We have many Hungarian and Romanian stores included too. Playster, which is very similar to Script. Yeah, these are some which actually pop to my mind at the moment. But if you wish, I can send you an exact list. But first, I have to update myself on the others, because obviously I'm not checking them every day, and I'm sure that they have a lot of news coming up for this year as well.
And presumably, there's no issue with people who wanted to say use, I don't know why they would do this, but wanted to use like Drafter Digital for Kobo, but PublishDrive for everything else. There's no issue in terms of, obviously, it's probably not going to be a good idea to use the different aggregators for the same stores, but there would be no issue if somebody, say, already had Drafter Digital set up for some, but then wanted to try out PublishDrive with some of these other stores. There's no issue with that at all, is there?
Yeah, sure. So there is no issue with that. We already have some publishers who actually do that. And basically you can choose the stores where you want to go. So there is no exclusivity in our terms and conditions. So you can do whatever you want in terms of selling your content to the stores.
Okay. And as I was talking to you about before the interview, obviously I think the reason why I didn't really know much about PublishDrive was that you're actually quite a new company, aren't you? You started was it March last year, or the year before last, I guess, 2015?
Yeah, basically we launched for the London Book Fair in 2015 in mid-April. So that was the time when we publicly launched. And we were already working before in beta version. So we were working with the biggest Hungarian publishers because we are originally from Hungary. So we started in Hungary in terms of finding the bigger publishers and figuring out how to deal with the main problems. And during this process, we basically received the Apple-approved aggregator status as well, meaning that we are featured on their site as an approved aggregator because we actually could deliver them many good and quality titles, and they really like our strategy, not just our technical solutions, but our strategic thinking as well. So it was pretty good for us that we still could have this nomination until we were in beta. And then when we launched publicly, then we started to acquire our first international publishers from UK, the States, from Romania, from India, and then right now we have more than 700 publishers working with us from more than 60 countries. So really, there are many, many different nationalities included in our platform at the moment, and we are really happy about it. But because I personally have never thought about it that we would have a publisher from Trinidad and Tobago. So that is so cool to see that the world is so wide and there are so many people around and so many different cultures. So I really like this global aspect of PublishDrive.
Okay. Well, I think that wraps up all the questions I had. How can people find out about you and PublishDrive and any other things in terms of like any sort of contact details you've got in terms of social media?
Mm-hmm. So first of all, we have a website, obviously, PublishDrive.com, where we have a lot of details about how our platform works. You can see a short video about it and then the main information about the terms as well. Then you can sign up to the platform and you can try everything out. And if you want to reach out with your questions, our support team, then the best is to write an email, for instance, to support@publishdrive.com. Or you can actually find our Facebook page with the name of PublishDrive. We have Twitter site as well called PublishDrive. We have an Instagram with PublishDrive book. And yeah, you can anytime contact me as well. So I'm pretty open-minded and I'm trying to answer all the emails I receive. My email address is kinga@publishdrive.com. You can find me on LinkedIn as well. You can find me on Twitter or Facebook. And with PublishDrive, we have a YouTube channel too. So we publish usually some videos about how to use the platform. And because we can see that there are always some kind of questions about how to use it. Or we try to publish content in terms of how to create an ebook as well, because we can see that there are some repeating questions or repeating errors in the books, which can be easily fixed if you know how to do it. So we try to help in this field too. And I think, yeah, that's all. I'm sure that there are many, many more other social sites which I probably missed out, but I think the most important ones I mentioned.
Okay, well, thanks very much for being on the show today, Kinga.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please stop by iTunes and rate and leave a review. This helps make the show more visible. For free resources, show notes, and other helpful content, join the community at beginselfpublishing.com.